Next, we have a very serious situation here with Virgil Abloh, who has unfortunately passed away. On his Instagram, it reads, "We are devastated to announce the passing of our beloved Virgil Abloh, a fiercely devoted father, husband, son, brother, friend. He is survived by his loving wife, Shannon Abloh, his children, Lo Abloh and Gray Abloh, his sister, Edwina Abloh, his parents, Nee and Eunice Abloh, and numerous dear friends and colleagues. For over 2 years, Virgil valiantly battled a rare...
Valiantly?
Violently? Right.
Valiant?
Valiantly. I love that word, but I always mispronounce it. Battled a rare aggressive form of cancer, cardiac angiosarcoma. I never heard of this form. This seems very serious. He chose to endure his battle privately since his diagnosis in 2019. So this has been 2 years, undergoing numerous challenging treatments, all while helming several significant institutions that span fashion, art, and culture. Through it all, his work, curiosity, optimism never wavered. Virgil was driven by his dedication to the craft, his mission to open doors for others and create pathways for equality everywhere in art. He often would say, "Everything I do is for the 17-year-old version of myself," believing deeply in the power of art to inspire future generations. We thank you all for the love and support, and we ask privacy and as we grieve and celebrate his life. So that was his family posting that. So from September 30th, 1980, November 28th, 2021, Virgil Abloh has passed away. Shocking the world, very sad, out of nowhere. I saw that. I got the text. People were sending me like his post, and I didn't connect the dots at first. I was like, what's going on here? Maybe it's something of like a drop or something, typical Virgil stuff, doing surprise drops or something like that. But then when you notice the image was like him photoshopped, and like I was like, he wouldn't post like a photo of himself like Photoshop like that. What's going on? And I couldn't believe when I read it. 2 years battling cancer. Very similar situation. There's a lot of occurrences. Recently, we have Norm Macdonald, the comedian. Before that, we have Chadwick Boseman. All who were privately battling health issues behind the scenes, and not just any health issues, major health issues.
And working still.
Yeah. And not even just working still, dropping their best work, like their best comedy, their best movies, their best product, still influencing people at a high level. Recently we have him selling 60% of his company to LVMH, and before that we have him obviously becoming the head of Louis Vuitton, and now he's passed away.
And that almost makes you see, wow, this man, he was dropping so many sneakers, and everybody was, don't drop these, so many. Yes. You're going to drop the value of your... It's almost like I just got to put this shit out there because I know my time is limited.
Yes. He knew. Very unfortunately, he definitely knew. That's the vibe I got. And before that, like recently, probably the past couple months, he did have a new look where he was bald. Like he always was bald, but then he didn't have like no facial hair no more. He shaved his face and everything. And then people were kind of like, what is going on, bro? Like, were you trying to do a new look? Like, you look kind of crazy. What's going on? Like, this is different. Were you trying new things? And he had cancer. So I'm definitely assuming that's a connection there, similar to Chadwick, where he saw himself being thinner. Yeah, and you would see that. Skinny, and people were very making fun of him. Or maybe just, is he doing a role? He's doing a role. Don't make fun of him. He's probably doing a role. Ha, ha, ha.
Chadwick got skinny, man.
The man was dying before our eyes. Yeah. And we have Virgil with the same situation.
Damn.
This is very sad, man. And we have literally everyone. We saw Young Dolph, unfortunately, also recently passed away, and you saw everyone posting. But this Virgil death is on like a worldly level, because the way he did everything he did, it was design, but it wasn't just fashion. It was world design. Like his thoughts.
Dominican podcast, Puerto Rican podcast posting. I was like, whoa. Like,
she was even on on the Hispanic
everywhere, the world
impact, man. The urban culture is so important and influential.
And he was always someone that tapped into everything.
Yeah,
he would fuck with J Balvin years ago. He fucked with all these artists years ago. Griselda years ago. Always the underground coming up people. He sends them free clothes, sends them love in DMs.
I want to do your video. I want to do a tribute for your video. Like
free direction. I'll direct your video. I'll do your cover art. I'll do
early
this and
ASAP shit, man.
Early. A fucking hand in everything in the culture, everything that matters in this culture. Even Drake, like a close relationship with Drake, and then that whole dynamic in the fashion world, and just Drake's bars has always like been reminiscent of like, oh, like when rappers drop someone's name or something, it elevates almost like their fame or just their classicness. And there's always like a classic Virgil bar with Drake. And now we have this happening. And it's like, wow. It literally takes the air out of you. And it's unbelievable because we do know that people go through things, you know. I saw he died, and I'm thinking, damn, maybe he got killed. Or maybe COVID. I mean, damn, like it's like you want to connect the dots to recent things that's happened. COVID, people getting shot. It happens every day. Never would I have necessarily thought specifically it was something that he was battling for 2 years.
Yeah, man, it's so sad. And it lets you know everybody's fighting their own private war.
Bro.
That's why I'm telling you, man, everybody on this planet deserves to do what they need to do.
Bro.
Because your time is limited.
Very limited.
Your time is limited on this planet, man.
Very limited.
Yes.
We saw one of the most deepest posts I saw so far from people reacting was Frank Ocean. That shit almost made me cry. Frank Ocean, who doesn't talk much. Remember there was news that broke his brother passed away, remember? Yeah. And there was images, unfortunately, going online viral of him crying on the roadside after his brother crashed and died in a car accident. Mm-hmm. And then he addressed that in this post about Virgil. Something to the effect, to summarize it, where it was like, my brother passed away and I couldn't talk about it. And he was like, I couldn't talk about it. It was very personal. And then he was like, yo, like my brother, he was like, my brother loved you, bro. Like he went to fashion school of design because of Virgil. And then it was like, whoa, like, you know, he's impacting people, but then this was someone that I didn't expect because I love Frank Ocean's music. But I've always respected his privacy. He doesn't post, he doesn't do this. But then for him, when he does post, it matters because it comes with like real feelings and real pains and real experience. I didn't expect him to be like, yo, like, you're not just great, you're not just Virgil, you're literally someone that impacted my family and my brother who passed away. And I was like, damn, like that shit was crazy. It's real, man. The impact people leave on this earth before we leave this earth is real and bigger than us. And I say that a lot. And I also feel like, you know, I believe in God. And it's like, you know, people, it's all in our own time. You know, it was his time to go. But with this death, more than a lot of them, on a personal level, I feel like, damn, like he didn't need to go. Like we needed Virgil. We needed his mind. You know, people take this shit for granted, like this whole, like, oh, like his design shit, you can argue being like the best design concept of all time, where it's literally breaking things down and doing shit minimalist. Cut a hole in a shoe, cut a hole in a box, put in laces on laces. To people is like, and it's
coming from that Pyrex idea of taking what's bad.
And taking what's bad and turning it good. Pyrex vision, which people with the Pyrex glass and doing drugs and cooking drugs, but then you cook the drugs up, you cook the crack up. What color is the crack? Off-white. So now you have Off-White being born, the whole brand from Pyrex Vision. And then from that now being Louis Vuitton. And that's just him in general. But then if you want to break it down to a race level, like this man did something that no black man has done before. And he was on his road to still do it at a higher level. And then there was little bumps, but the bumps wasn't even like nothing major. It was people making fun of him because there was like a $50 donation thing where his friend donated $50. It was like a challenge, so he donated $50. And then people calling him
millions, actually.
Yo, and then you realize this motherfucker been donating money. You guys were just being dumb and naive. And then it was like, oh, it was funny though because it was like Virgil is 50. So now everyone's like a $50 of Virgil, so 50 Virgil. And then he have him dropping 50 dunks recently. So people were like, oh, maybe he's paying a homage to the joke. He's like making fun of us back. Like, you guys think I'm only donating $50? Here's 50 dunks. So he dropped 50 different dunks. Similar colorways, but all the, 50 renditions. So it was like this man's mind and his interviews, if you guys got to go back and watch it, is something of a different caliber. It wasn't very regular. It was something that was earth-changing and impactful. And it's something that people need. And it's very sad to see him go. I pray for his family. He has children, man. I pray for his kids. I can only imagine the hell they were going through, man. Like, if they were in the hospital, like the last moments, all that shit, man.
That's very tough. Shout out to everybody out there going through this shit.
Tough, man.
Everybody goes through this private war.
They gon' love me for my ambition.